I want to get my macro extension tube out and just try and focus entirely on one bluebell. Hello and welcome to today's vlog. Today I was meant to be meeting up with someone to go and take pictures of bluebells, but the area where they wanted to take me had a little waterfall as well. The pictures I've seen of it were lovely, but they've done a little scout mission to see if the bluebells are looking any good, and they're not. So we might leave that until next week, postpone it slightly. So today I've come back to a place where I've been to before. Some of you might recognise it. But I feel like if I don't get some bluebells now, even if I do get some next week, then I might miss out on them. A little bit like my snowdrops video a few weeks ago. If I don't get any, I know there's some in my garden, but I'd like to get out on location, scout out an area that I've been to before, but look at it a little bit differently, look closer and try and find that blanket of blue. Possibly take something a bit different as well. So yeah, let's go. What a difference 3 or 4 weeks makes. You probably recognise this place as the place we had the meetup, the Rivington Waterfalls bit of Woodland meetup. And this waterfall here, which is my favourite, it's barely got anything coming over it today. To be fair, we've had 3 days of bright sunshine and not very much rain, so I'm not really surprised. I'm not going to venture down there today and get a picture. I just came to have a look. I didn't think there'd be any bluebells around the waterfall, but it's always worth a look as I was only 100 yards away. So yeah, it's just nice to be peaceful and just take this in for a few minutes before I head back to the patches of bluebells that I've walked past already. It's also quite nice to be in a woodland area because it's quite a bright sunny day today. There's quite a lot of harsh light, but being under the canopy of all the trees, I'm hoping that I'll be able to pick out some bluebells that are lit up, and that'll be the main focus point. Just the beams coming through the trees and highlighting little patches of different bits of woodland. That's the idea for today anyway. But yeah, let's say goodbye to these waterfalls. No doubt I will be back here soon. And let's go back and find those bluebells. Okay, so I found this little area here. There's quite a lot of bluebells in this patch under this tree. There's a few different areas where they are growing, but I think after a quick scout around, this is probably the best area that I'm going to get. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get that really wide angle with a vast area covered because it's just not happening here today. So I think I'm going to look closer. I have got my macro extension tubes as well if I feel like doing a bit of woodland macro. But I think just from here there might be a shot, a few of the foreground bluebells in focus, and then just throw out the background, which might merge and mix up all the blues and greens to create a nice soft background. So I'm going to get my gear out now and we'll go from there. Right, so my first shot I've just set up. I am shooting at 25th of a second f8 ISO 100, and I've got my kit lens on at about, yeah, at 55mm at full zoom. I found this bluebell in the foreground, which is just, it's got quite a lot of interest going on, but just in front of it there's a few blades of grass, and just behind it there's a nice brown twig which arches up. So I've got that coming from bottom to top of the whole frame. The background's all blurred out, and there's a bit of added interest back there as well with another branch coming out the ground. It's got quite a lot going on, but it's just catching a bit of light as well, which makes for quite a nice image. So I'm going to take this shot now before the light changes. 2-second timer to prevent camera shake, and yeah, I like it. A good first attempt. Good first one in the bag. Happy with that. Right, let's find another one. Right, this second shot that I've just set up here, I've got a bit closer to one of the bluebells in the foreground, and I've found one. It's got 5, it's bending over, I've got it on the right hand side of the frame, but it's bending over towards the left, and there's 5 bluebells on the left hand side, but there's one on the right sticking out, which just creates a bit more interest really. So again, same settings as before, 2-second timer. And yeah, lovely. I think you can't really go wrong with bluebells, because as long as you get the focus right, the soft background doesn't matter. There's the colour in the soft background, so it looks appealing, it looks picturesque. I think the only tricky part of shooting bluebells is getting out at the right time. I'm going to head over this way. I'll put that picture up now, but I'm going to head over here because there's a really cool snake-like branch surrounded in bluebells, so I might be able to get a bit of moss interest and alongside the bluebells. So yeah, hopefully these shots are looking quite good. Okay, I've just taken another shot just here with this mossy branch in the foreground, some bluebells in the mid area, and then a little bit of sky and that big tree trunk in the background as well. I'm hoping it looks quite nice. But what I'm going to do now is head back to where I was just before and just look for a single bluebell. I want to get my macro extension tube out and just try and focus entirely on one bluebell and just make a lovely colourful shot. So let's see if I can find one. Okay, so I've got my macro extension tube on the front of the camera here, and I've got it's the 31mm one, so it should create and allow me to get quite close to the flower, which is what I want to do. I've just taken a shot over here of these ones, which looks alright. I'll bob it up in a minute. But these ones over here, they seem a bit newer, a bit fresher. I've just taken one here in portrait, just of this one here, and you can just see the inside of the flower. I'm going to take another one, 2-second timer, and just see what that looks like there. Yeah, it looks really pretty. Just slightly above that, see, I barely have to move my camera. There's one that's just not quite opened yet. And if I can focus on it, right, I need to be slightly closer, I think. I'm shooting this one portrait, but I think it might look slightly better landscape, so I'll just set this one off. It looks like there's a tiny bit of damage on the front of it, which just adds to the shot. So I'll try and get one in landscape, and I'll pop my favourite one up for you now. So hopefully them shots were all right. As I said, I was going to meet up with someone today and that didn't come off, hopefully in a couple of weeks or so. But I think that meeting up with people is very, very good. Collaboration is very, very good. I've done quite a bit of it. These meetups and stuff that I've done as well. And that leads me on to announcing the next meetup. For this one, Tim Day is taking over the reins because it's in the Peak District and I've never shot in the Peak District. If I'd organised it, we'd just be driving around roads for 8 hours until everyone got annoyed. But if you want to find out more about it, we've created a photography Facebook page called UTOGs. It's not to take away from any other group on Facebook or anything like that. It's just a place where like-minded creative people can share imagery, share vlogs, share ideas, and also a place to arrange these meetups. So if you head to Facebook and type in UTOGs, then you'll find all the information about June's meetup in the Peak District. There is information on there, but all I can remember right now is that we're going to Lady Bower Bridge to eat our sandwiches, and there's talk of Mamtor or Surprise View. I'm just saying places in the Peak District, I've got no idea, but Tim's organising it and hopefully I'll be there as well. And there's quite a lot of people already signed up to go. As I said, join that group if you want. I'm not precious if you don't. There's plenty of other Facebook groups online. I'm not one of those people who are going to be annoyed if you join one over another. But I think these groups are good for encouragement and also good for sort of progression, sort of helping your photography and sharing photography and also bouncing ideas around and getting to know people as well. I've only been out for 90 minutes or so, but it's quite nice health-wise to have a good walk and mental health-wise to have a bit of peace and quiet and the flow of running water and being in nature and stuff like that. But people need people. We're quite a close-knit family, so if you want to join in, you'd be more than welcome. So hopefully those Bluebell shots were good. I'll leave you with one last image that I was really, really happy with, a macro image, and it just stood out to me. I'm glad I captured it, and I'm glad it was the last shot that I managed to get as well, because it was beautiful. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing and comment below. I try and reply to as many comments as I can. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.